Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're doing a video about the Survivor Series of WWF fame of 1989. Very fun period of watching wrestling when I was a kid. Lots of good memories in this, and I will tell you honestly, of the early Survivor Series, this probably is one of the most paced out shows that just has stars everywhere. This is a lot of fun. It is a 3-hour show. It's not like, rewatching the hits of like an early Royal Rumble where you just sort of like see all of your favorite guys for a minute. It is going to take a bit to watch this show. But I will tell you honestly, for a show that doesn't really pay off a lot of feuds, it doesn't really, prolong a lot of the feuds. It's just here, but as like a picture, as a timepiece of 1989 WWF, this is a really, really good show to show you the history of what's going down in there. We had the Dream Team going up against the Enforcers. These were teams led by Dusty Rhodes and the Big Boss Man. The last feud that Dusty Rhodes had in WWF was going up against the Big Boss Man. The Big Boss Man was beating up on somebody, with his nightstick, and Dusty Rhodes ran in, trying to be the good guy, beat up the Big Boss Man, took away his hat, and his nightstick. So in a lot of old shots of Dusty Rhodes, and you see him in WWF wearing the polka dots, you see him swinging around the nightstick, and you don't know where he got it from. It was this feud right here. This feud actually led to Dusty leaving the WWF. This would, of course, be a Thanksgiving tradition happening in November. Come December, into January, we would start to see a feud between Dusty Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. With that, we have the mixed tag match that happens. That's not really a mixed tag, my bad. But we have the tag match that happens at the Royal Rumble. That one ends up being Dusty and his son Dustin making his debut for the company, going up against Virgil and Ted DiBiase. I thought it was kind of cool that Vince gave Dustin his first big break. Of being on a Royal Rumble, tagging with his son, and then letting him leave. I understand you let Dusty leave because he wants to leave, but at that time, didn't you think you can make Dustin some sort of a star? I mean, you put him in a match. Did you only do that for Dusty? Or really, what was the payoff that they were looking for? But Dustin goes down. He has a good run in WCW. TV title. I'm not sure if he becomes like the U.S. champ, but he has a really good run down there before, it all ends up and he ends up coming back as Goldust years later. But Dusty Rhodes and the Dream Team, they beat the Enforcers. From there we go to the King's Court. We have Macho Man Randy Savage leading a team of Earthquake, who had just made his debut in the company, Dino Bravo and Greg Valentine. We basically see a sweep in this match. They defeat the 4x4s, Jim Duggan, Bret the Hitman Hart, Ronnie Garvin, and Hercules. Very entertaining promo of the 4x4s in the back, all wearing... all in gimmick, but all holding their own 4x4s. Bret the Hitman Hart during the promo looks like he wants to be almost anywhere other than there. We see the Hulkamaniacs. That's right, Hulk Hogan early on in the show. This is the third match of the night. He's going to be leading up a team of Jake the Snake Roberts and Demolition. I honestly believe that this is one of the best Survivor Series teams of all time. I think it's definitely up there in that top 5. You have Hulk Hogan, your WWF champion. You have Axe and Smash, your WWF tag team champions at the time. And Jake the Snake Roberts, is one of those guys at the top of the card where I'm sure he was main eventing a lot of the B-Town and C-Town shows at the time. He comes walking out there with the snake. I think that he can go toe-to-toe without anybody in the company, whether if it's a guy like the $1 Million Man, Andre the Giant, almost anybody in the Heenan family. It was a feud that you were going to care about, and it was a match that you wanted to see. They're going to be going up against the $1 Million Team. This one is led by Ted DiBiase. They have the Powers of the Pain, the Warlord and the Barbarian, as well as Zeus, coming off of his movie No Holds Barred. He would make a few big matches in the company, and I think they were trying to see how long he was going to be able to stay with the company in a feud that you honestly would believe. He was actually supposed to be in the Royal Rumble early the next year, and he was in a lot of the promotional things, like he did promos, but somewhere along the way, I guess he just lost, his passion for wrestling. Maybe the money just dried up. Maybe just Vince knew it was time that nobody was cared about. They squeezed enough out of a character from a movie that there was really nowhere else to go. We'd already gotten the big SummerSlam main event where he teamed with Macho Man going up against Beefcake and Hogan. So I don't really know how much more there was really gonna be. It's not like they're gonna make No Holds Barred 2. They didn't really break any records at the time. This one has honestly one of the weirdest matchups of all time, with 5 eliminations happening very fast in this match. Moments into this match, we have Zeus locking up with Hulk Hogan. Zeus ends up choking out Hulk Hogan, where the heels actually have to get into the ring to try and break Zeus off. He ends up being disqualified. Within a matter of minutes, we see your WWF Tag Team Champions, Axe and Smash, due to pinfalls, be eliminated from this match. The second one was a double pile driver off of the ropes from the Powers of Pain. They ended up being able to pin the member of Demolition 1, 2, 3, but after the 3, they're both disqualified for, I guess, kicking too much ass. I don't understand. If they were going to be disqualified for using a move that was, against the rules of the WWF, then they should have not counted the pinfall and let the member of Demolition stay. But we've got 5 members of this match basically eliminated right off the bat. This one comes down to Hulk Hogan winning this match via pinfall against Ted DiBiase. He ends up getting the win, and then from there we end up going to the Roode Brood, going up against Rowdies. Rick Rude, Roddy Piper. Piper's got Demolition with him. He doesn't really have that great of a team. But when it comes down to it, Mr. Perfect ends up being the sole survivor of this match by beating Jimmy Snuka due to pinfall. And then in the big main event, you can already see the momentum swinging towards the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warriors team up of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Shawn Michaels, and Marty Jannetty. Going up against the Heenan family. They actually have Bobby Heenan working the match with Andre the Giant, Haku, and Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson looks strong in this match. I don't know if Bobby Heenan is wrestling to replace Tully. I don't know if he had left to go back to the NWA, and that's the reason why he had to be there. But I think they wanted Arn to know that he had a job in WWF, because he ends up being the guy that goes to the end for his team. But he ends up being pinned by the Ultimate Warrior. And that left Bobby Heenan going one-on-one against them. Warrior ends up getting the win. He ends up getting the shine because he ends up closing out the pay-per-view. A really, really, honestly, really, really good show. Like I said, you get to see Dusty in his short time still in the WWF. You get to see guys like Roddy Piper, The Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Hall of Famers like Ted DiBiase. And it's a really good show. I would say, if you haven't, gone out of your way to watch those early Survivor Series, this is one that you're going to want to make sure that you see. This one went down Thanksgiving Eve, 1989. Hope everybody has fun. Peace out, guys.